throwing his arm over that leg, trying to bring me backwards, I can't let my knee come up. So my knee has to turn down, always heel into his rib cage for heel hook defense. If he's trying to go straight foot lock, right, he's still gotta rotate my leg back enough that my toes get into his armpit. So within both of these, keeping my knee turned down into his knee, right? The simplest way to escape this is to start pushing his knee down as I start backing into him, and then see how my leg is free now on this outside. Now I can turn, he sprint straight out. I gotta get my knee free. So all leg locks, his knee trapping above my knee line is what makes him dangerous. So see, steps over. So the first one's just gonna be easy. I don't wanna play leg locks, let's run away. All right, so number one, my heel turns into him. Two, I'm pressing down with my knee into his leg, and I'm gonna start trying to force his knees, right? If I can just push this down and drag my knee free, that would be glorious, but it almost never happens that way. So I start putting pressure on his leg, and then I use my body, right, to put a little more pressure so that I can get my foot free and start building the base turning down, right? You saw the Vinny McLeish, he actually backed into the guy, I think it was actually Gordon Ryan back then, and then pulled away. So that was how he was pressuring in, breaking the triangle, and then getting his leg free. And then the next time it didn't work so well for him. Got a little too confident in his leg lock defense. And his leg flipped the wrong way. So, all right, so number one, he's gonna be trying to turn it to where my heel gets exposed. All right, so number one, as soon as I feel this, I gotta bring my heel into his hip, rib cage, turn down, stiff arm this knee. Now back into him to get my escape leg free. And now I can pull straight out. So give that a shot. On the ground, I'm safer, but this being vertical puts me in danger of all he's got to do is lift his legs to the ceiling, and then my heel comes off the ground. Now I got no more stability, and he gets to lift and tilt, and now my heel pops out.
So your right arm is on his bottom knee?
No.
Oh, top.
So,
to push it away to
yeah.
make room for your leg.
Yeah, so for my escape, yeah, I'm going into this. See how my knee's free now? Jacob's done enough leg locks that he can play with the second one a little bit more. But I like counters. So my defense is mostly based around countering offense. And so this first one, right, is just the most basic escape, get my knee free, and then no longer play the position. But I like this position. So what I do to counter is once I get this leg free, right, I turn, I get this leg free, and I capture this top leg, right? So this one, I'm gonna throw my hamstring over top. And now I have his legs, he doesn't have my legs. And so I get to attack this outside, all right? Because I've got trapped above the knee line, and I can turn however I want and expose his heel, or I can even get the regular straight foot lock. If I don't feel like I have enough maneuverability on this side, I can just pop it to the other side, same thing. All right, so. Guy attacks this saddle 411. All right, so I get safe first, heel to his side, start clearing this knee, clear my escape leg, and then once I get my escape leg clear, catch his foot, slide over top. So put my hamstring over top of this foot. And then I pull it. So now I've got the triangle. My feet are protected from him, but his foot is not protected from me. So, right, here's a bad angle. Now it's a good angle, right? Heel hook, straight foot lock, all those apply. So, once you get comfortable enough that you know you can escape safely, start countering, all right? So, that's kind of the best way is make people pay for putting you in bad spots. All right, so one more time. So, he enters. I know you guys will experience this with Edwin. He's been playing with this quite a bit lately. All right, so here, safe, step out, catch. Now he's in trouble. All right, so he needs to get my foot free, right, and to turn my leg out. But I don't let him have that because this leg's trapped and I'm got this one tight. So he goes where I say. I don't go where he tells me. And so, boom, there's heel. Or straight foot lock. So, you can either give that one a shot or go back to the first one. If you still feel shaky by the first one, a couple more, and then you can play with that one. All right, so we'll start single leg X.
Which leg you want to get?
I'll grab.
Oh, okay, you did mine.
So weakest was easiest to enter the single leg X. I'm getting my heel on his hip bone, kind of lower ab, and then this one I'm using to wall off the other leg. The reason I say it's the weakest is because all he's got to do is clear my heel, and then he bounces over, and there's all that open space. Some people are really good about using their knee to hide this ankle, but even that's not generally enough to keep it sealed because my toes, I can never hide my toes. All right, so people usually advance from that to 50-50 outside triangle, where now I got the advantage of having mine closed. It's not really 50-50 if I pull his leg on the other side, but this outside triangle, I've got the advantage of having my legs protect each other while I can trap his knee and attack this leg. Bring it to the other side. Now we're in traditional 50-50 to where both of our legs are kind of in a balanced mirror position. All right, so this is where people used to really get in a lot of trouble. In the old days, it used to be a really stall position because one guy didn't want to be here, but he didn't know how to escape safely. So he would stand up, and then this guy would twist, and then he just gave up 2 points for a sweep, right? Because this guy was on top originally. So this used to be really fun for jiu-jitsu tournaments because guys would get here, and then they'd be stuck for the duration of the 5 minutes, trading 2 points because they're both trying to stand up. So what some people call 80-20. So remember, my knee being trapped is the danger in this, right? That's why we're both vulnerable. So what people called 80-20 was when I got my knee free, but I still kept this triangle on the outside of his leg. So now I can attack his leg that's trapped in here, but he doesn't really have a good attack on my leg, all right? So this inside triangle can either go across the body. Lachlan Giles has been using this version of the triangle. A lot of guys traditionally have used this version, but once we bring this triangle to the inside of his legs, now we're in the strongest positions, 411 honey hole saddle in our old days. So this one, triangle's hidden behind his leg. I can extend my ankles to block this escape leg. And if I want tighter lock, all I gotta do is extend. So this gives me a little more maneuverability. This gives me tighter lock. So higher calf, I get to maneuver, but tighter is actually ankle to ankle almost.
And this is where he should be sitting up trying to hide his heel like you did
Right.
early.
Right. And then you start getting into some of the new stuff, really advanced. Come back up, which is the backside, where this used to be the kind of ultimate position. Now people are going backside as he turns away. Right. Go ahead, turn away, come up to your knees. Boom. I'm trapping my triangle here, right? And I'm keeping his leg outside of mine on the ground. So now it's hard for him to run away or backstep for this before this heel hook catches, right? So what he really needs from here is once this leg turns down, he needs to backstep around it. So wait. So release, go here, and now backstep around. So he needs to backstep around and come back into, right, to be able to face and kind of use his defense. Whereas if I can keep him turned away, right, this is the Ryan Hall BJ Penn fight, right, backside 50-50. BJ did the right thing, trying to turn around, but Ryan had already caught this heel, so he could not backstep and kick off this grip. So I think BJ was trying to kick off this grip, but this is such a tough position to deal with. That, and actually, I want this boop here. So,
And now he's got nowhere to go.
right, because he needs his knee up and through so that now he can even pull away and run out and do all the things. So that's pretty much the hierarchy. All those feed into knee bars and toe holds and of course heel hooks.
Cool. Thanks.
I'll go over this arm bar that went over last week since none of you were here. He was the only one here.
I was working.
So, you're gonna be in my guard. So, the week before I showed the clamp, which I like a lot. And I'll go over the clamp again. So the clamp was if I can get my overhook, get outside, right, and then getting over this guy's leg and all those attacks, right? Sometimes lock isn't that easy. This guy's elbows are in tight, right? And he doesn't just let you yank him forward and swim through. So when that happens, if he's a traditional hand in the armpits guy, right? If I want to get this across my center line to attack, I capture behind the elbow, lift my hips, and then I turn in. So I come straight, right? Lift my hips to kind of attach it to, and then I turn by dropping one hip down. And now his arm comes across. I'm going to capture by coming underhook at the armpit, right, to kind of squeeze this in between us, and then hand behind, and this grip doesn't matter nearly as much, but you just want to hug everything in. Right, so now, let's spin around a little bit. So now, I need my knee above his shoulder, right? And if he's a little too high, and I don't have the flexibility to swing it up there, post shrimp or post on the hip and shrimp. Either way is fine, but you want to get your knee right above his shoulder so that you can clamp down inside of your leg there. Other leg is coming to the ceiling. I'm working it towards his armpit. So I'm going to ratchet, and then I'm going to press down, and I'm going to ratchet up, press down, ratchet up until I'm basically in line with this arm, with this top arm. I want to be able to see his ear. So now I know that I'm perpendicular enough that I can just swing my leg over and finish this arm bar. What I want to do is eliminate space and then continue to climb up his body without giving any of that space back. So number one, right, if this is tough, if you're like having problems just reaching across, swim this one inside. All right, until once I get here, hip and turn, pummel, capture. So now I never let him get this space back. Boom, knee on the shoulder, armpit, and that work. So. You see it? Again, it's a piece. If I'm having trouble just reaching across, slide under, turn, capture around the back of here. Now I'm blocking his shoulder with my knee. Inch, inch, inch. And now I can see straight down his ear, slide his face.
Just going to the wrist.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got both arms. It's like if you wanted to do even the ear pinch arm bar on the top one, you could. Yeah. So let's go start that first. So we're going to turn this thing move into just a sweep. And then if you want to finish from that. And the key to this first part is I'm turning my shoulders, all right? So that his elbow has a space to fall into on the side that I want. So if it's here, I'm blocking, turning, so the elbow comes across my body. So now, as I collect again, we're gonna do the same motion, blocking the shoulder, but now we're gonna use that sweep that we did in the beginning. I'm gonna take him directly over to my left. So I'm gonna swing up, catch my leg. All right, see how it's all bundled in there? And now I go under his leg. So I never let him get space. Right? So now that I'm on top, if I want to continue with the arm bar, I can go forward. I don't want to fall backwards because everyone who does jiu-jitsu is waiting for this as they get better at practicing armbar defense. All right, so you'd rather just go forward, so if you fail, you're still on top of them. So again, hips up, I'm gonna turn, get across, collect, block his shoulder with my knee, and now, since I wanna use my right hand to scoop under his leg, I'm gonna bring my leg up and lock him in with my shin. So now I can scoop under, and now I can swing them both up. So still got both arms collected. I'm in mount. So I want an arm bar, post, step forward over his face, and then hip in. Otherwise, you can just settle in the mount. Finishes there, finishes there. So everybody got that? Give it a shot.